Hope you're all having a good weekend, and today's video is going to be the last video looking at the items from Dino's giveaway. So it's the FourSevens Preon 2. I've always quite fancied a flashlight in the pen light form factor, and now I've got one, so let's have a look. Okay, so here we have the FourSevens Preon P2. Comes in a nice tasteful matte dark grey box with matte silver printing. And in the box, operator's manual, a couple of O-rings and a split ring, the torch itself, and two AAA batteries. Now, throwing everything all over the place today. The torch is just over 5 inches long. It's about 130 millimeters. This is the black and titanium finish. They also come in solid colours. It's operated by a tail switch, and we've got a pocket clip there. Now you can take the tail switch out to fit the batteries, or you can unscrew the head. I would recommend unscrewing the head because it's a longer thread, so it's going to be more robust. Batteries going positive to the front, and we've got O-ring seals. There's 2 spare O-rings, the different sizes at the front and the back. As you can see, the back's a bit narrower than the head end. And the manual. Quick look at the specs. So it weighs 0.8 of an ounce. I'm assuming that's without the batteries in. So mind you, it also says the power source is 1 AAA, and clearly it's not, it's 2, so we've got a bit of a typo there. 3 light levels, 2.2 lumens, 22 lumens and 160 lumens. And when you get up to 160 lumens, the runtime is 0.8 of an hour. But on 22 lumens, on the mid setting, it is 6 hours. There's also a strobe, an SOS, a beacon high and a beacon low. And just looking at these instructions, how you cycle through the modes, it does look very much like the Olight S10 baton that a lot of people have been reviewing recently. The torch comes on initially in low, and if you click through quickly, it'll cycle low, medium, high. If you cycle through that sequence twice quickly enough, you will then get into the special outputs. So we've got low. You put the torch off, it'll come back on again in low, medium and high. Back on in low. So let's see if we can get into the modes. Beacon, I suppose. Oh, strobe. I'm not sure that I like that user interface. It does mean that you don't need the extra expense and trouble of putting a side button on, and it also avoids the need to loosen the top off to access different modes, which is good. but I think it is a bit tricky. I'm going to need to practice that. However, it is very well made. Because the two ends are different diameters, the pocket clip is restricted to that end. But then if you're carrying it in a pocket, it does mean that the button is up and less likely to be depressed if it's in a bag and you put your bag down and the weight of it jolts it. It's a good looking torch. It's a Cree LED with an orange peel reflector. A smooth orange peel reflector, if that's not a contradiction. It's not as faceted as some of the larger ones. It certainly seems very nice. What we need to do now, I suppose then, is get some lights out and do a beam test. Okay, so in much the same place as we were for the through night video, looking along the upstairs passage, we've got the handrail for the stairs about 5 feet in front of the camera, and the length of the passage to the door at the end is 12 to 15 feet, I would say. So we'll put the light off and we'll start off with the low mode, 2.2 lumens. You can see to find your way around in the dark. It doesn't look very promising on the camera, but it's usable. Not an issue with that. It's very useful having a very low mode. We'll try and get the medium now. Missed it. Right, there we go. That's 22 lumens. So we can see on the camera there's a definite pool. Oh, there's quite a wide spill that's too wide for this picture to pick up, but that's quite nice. And then if we go to the high mode, that is 160 lumens, and that is easily bright enough to read by. That's a very useful amount of light. Just for comparison, we've got the through night, the single AAA, that's 80 lumens. We've got quite a soft and small centre spot, but quite a useful spill. And then that's 160 watts, lumens. So you can see it is noticeably brighter if I bring the 160 in and out against the 80. Now this video has been running for, well, this section of the video has been running for just over 2 minutes, and the end of the torch is starting to get warm, but at the moment it is only the head, the grey section. I think the mechanism is better than I thought at first, because I was under the impression for each of low, medium or high you had to go through the full sequence. So for example, if you wanted to get from low to high straight away, you'd have to keep double clicking, but you don't. It doesn't matter how long you have it on low, the next click will take you to medium, and then it doesn't matter how long you have it on medium, the next click will take you to high, as long as off and on doesn't take much more than a second. So that's a bit easier than I thought it was. So there you go. Conclusions next. So, conclusions. Do I recommend it? Yes, I do. Most definitely. 160 lumens. The penlight form factor means that that's ideal to clip inside jacket pocket. If we compare, for example, with the Phoenix P1D, it's 165 lumens. That's a single CR123. which is more expensive by and large and harder to get than a couple of AAAs. It's an excellent light, especially if you want to carry it on your belt where you don't notice it. But if you did want to slip it into an inside pocket, or if you're a person who uses posh pens and pencils and you wanted to put that in a case with a pen and pencil, the Phoenix is obviously too chunky. So I think that is really good. I'm very pleased with that. That's going to get a lot of use. So thank you, Dino. Very generous of you, my friend. And there it is. Why people bang on about the Streamlight Stylus Pro 27 lumens when you get 160 out of that? I'll never know. Thanks for watching.